Hello students, once again welcome to a virtual class of social science. Before we begin today's class, I wish you all very happy new year. ऐसी मैं कामना करती हूँ कि आप सुरक्षित रहे, स्वस्थ रहे और हमारा देश प्रगति और उन्नति की ओर इस साल बढ़े. With this, let's begin today's class. In the previous class, we have dealt with the various types of soil, isn't it? Continuing the same, today we will discuss about the arid soil. Now, arid soil is generally, if you see, it's red to brown in color, okay. So, they are generally sandy in texture and saline in nature, okay. Now, in some areas, if you will see, the salt content is very high. Even the common salt is obtained by evaporating the water, okay. Now, due to the dry climate, high temperature, the evaporation is faster, and that's the reason that this arid soil lacks humus and moisture, okay. Now, the lower horizon of this arid soil, you will see there is a concentration of a मतलब आप देखेंगे कि मृदा के नीचे जो परत है उसमें आपको ज़्यादा आपको जो है चूना का परत आपको देखने को मिलेगा और यही कारण है दैट यू विल सी दैट उसमें जो है आपको चूने के जो कंकर है वो आपको इस मृदा के नीचे एक परत में आपको देखने को मिलेगा और यही वजह है कि दैट रिस्ट्रिक्ट्स द इन्फिल्ट्रेशन ऑफ वाटर. Okay, now you can also see that now you can ask me that if the soil is not that good, means the humus content is not there, so moisture is not there, so can we use this soil or we can make use of this soil or we can cultivate on this land or not? Yes, we can do, but after proper irrigation, such arid soil can also be brought under cultivation, and it is, if you see in the map of your textbook, you can see that it is now being practiced in Western Rajasthan, okay. Now, my dear students, let's see, after the arid soil we will discuss about the forest soil. So, I hope that you have understood what is arid soil, and now we will discuss about the forest soil. Okay. So, this soil is mostly found in hilly and mountainous areas where sufficient rain forests are available, okay. There you will find the forest soil. The soil texture varies, okay. The soil texture varies according to the mountain environment, and you will also see that they are loamy and silty in valley sides. If you see the forest soil, they are loamy in valley sides, they are loamy and silty, whereas they are coarse grained. You can see that they are coarse grained in the upper slopes, okay. In upper slopes, they are coarse grained in upper slopes, okay. Now, similarly, the forest soil is also available in the Himalayas, and here mostly the mountains are always covered with the snow, okay. So, they have the soil, often they experience denudation and are acidic with low humus content. The soil is mostly, if you see, this soil is mostly found in the lower parts of the valleys, particularly in the river terraces and the alluvial fans. There this soil is very fertile, okay, understood. So, I hope you have understood this, that the forest soil is mostly in the river valleys, especially the जो नदी के तलहटी है वहाँ पर आपको ये सॉइल मिलेगा और वो काफ़ी उपजाऊ होता है, okay. So, after the forest soil, we have discussed almost about all the types of soil. We have already discussed about the laterite soil, alluvial soil and all, isn't it? But in the laterite soil, I would like to tell you about a leaching. I told when I was teaching in the previous class, there was one term came that's called leaching. Okay. When I say leaching, it is actually the process of carrying away of the soil nutrients by the rain water. That is what this process is what we call as a leaching. Most of the soil nutrients they wash away with the rainwater, and this process is called as a leaching. Understood? So, I hope you have understood. Now, we have discussed about the various types of soils. Now, we will discuss about what is soil erosion and what is soil conservation. Now, we will discuss about what all the reasons behind the soil erosion and what are the steps we can take in order to conserve the soil. Okay? So, my dear students, when I say soil erosion, it means that the denudation when I say soil erosion, it means the denudation of the soil cover and the subsequent washing down is described as soil erosion. Okay? Means जो कटाव होता है और जो पानी के बहाव के साथ जब सॉइल न्यूट्रिएंट्स बहता है तो सॉइल न्यूट्रिएंट्स और सॉइल्स जो बह जाता है उसको हम बोलते हैं सॉइल इरोजन. नाउ यू विल से द प्रोसेस ऑफ सॉइल फॉर्मेशन and the soil erosion they actually go simultaneously hand to hand. Okay, ये दोनों एक साथ चलते हैं. सॉइल फॉर्मेशन भी होता है, सॉइल इरोजन भी होता है एंड जनरली दे फॉर्म ए बैलेंस. हमेशा क्या होता है, देयर इज अ बैलेंस बिटवीन देम. So, there was always a balance between the soil erosion and the soil formation. But nowadays, after the interference of human activities or excess of human activities, this balance has been disturbed. Okay. So, because if you see the human activities, especially like deforestation, overgrazing activities, then construction and mining, that all has increased the pace of soil erosion. Even you will see that the natural process, I mean the forces of nature also plays a significant role in the soil erosion, like the glacier, like wind, glacier and water, they also lead to soil erosion. Okay. Now, when I say human activities, you must remember that in the soil erosion there are two processes. One is human activities. Two things are responsible. One is human activities are there and second is the forces of nature. And when I say human activities, it means like construction, then deforestation, mining and overgrazing. These all are the reason for the soil erosion. But when I say forces of nature, it means the work of wind, glacier and water, that all comes under the forces of nature. Understood? Now, we will see that while the running water cuts through the clay soil and they make a deep channel. जब आप देखेंगे जो पानी का जो बहाव है, when the running water cuts through the clay soil and they make a deep channel, and that what we call as a gullies. What we call it as a gullies, and this land becomes unfit for cultivation and we call it as a bad land. What we call it? Bad land. Understood? Means when the running water, understood? When the running water cuts through the clay soil and they make a big channel, it will be easy for you to understand if just you have a look on your screen, the one picture emerges there. That is the, it will be easy for you to understand what is gully erosion. Okay. Now, when they make a channel, and that is what we call as a gullies, and such land is unfit for cultivation and we call it as a bad land. Okay. In Chambal Basin also you can see this, and in the Chambal Basin such lands are called as a ravines. What we call? The same we call as a ravines. In Chambal Basin we call it as a ravines. Okay, understood? Now sometimes what happen, you can see that sometimes you can see that the water, sometimes the water, all what they used to do, a sheet of water that flows over the surface of the land. Okay. So the large area means it flows over the large area areas down a slope, and in such cases the top soil is washed away along with the water. This is what we call as a sheet erosion. What we call it as a sheet erosion. Understood? We call it as a sheet erosion, means a very like a huge amount of water like in the form of a sheet, when it flows over a large area down a slope, what it does, it also takes the top soil along with the, it goes along with the water, and that is what we call it as a sheet erosion. Okay. Now wind also plays a significant role in the soil erosion. Now see, here you can see wind blows loose soil, means जब हवा जो बहती है तो हवा जो है अपने साथ it takes the loose soil along with it, and that is what we call as a wind erosion. What we call wind erosion. Okay. Now soil erosion is also caused due to the defective method of farming. जब आप गलत तरीके से फार्मिंग करते हो, इससे भी जो है आपका soil erosion होता है. Like ploughing in a wrong way. When if you plough in a very long way, like up and down of the slope in a wrong way, then it forms a channel. जब आप प्लफिंग जुताई करते हो उस वक्त आप जो स्लोप्स में अप से लेके डाउन तक जब जुताई करोगे, गलत तरीके से जब आप करोगे सीधे सीधे, तो इट मेक्स ए चैनल एंड इट बिकम्स वेरी इजी फॉर द वाटर टू मेक ए चैनल, सो दैट ऑल्सो लीड्स टू द soil erosion. Okay. So what we can do in order to what are the steps so that we can easily or we can conserve this soil. Okay. So what all are the steps for the soil conservation? So first is we say the contour ploughing. So as I told you, there are so many reasons for the soil erosion, isn't it? I told you wind, how the wind plays, and how the wrong practice of farming can also lead to soil erosion, isn't it? Even water also plays a significant role in that. So let's see how we can conserve the soil. So the first step for this is the contour ploughing. When I say contour ploughing, it means when ploughing is done at right angle. Okay, when you do the ploughing at the right angle, it will be easy for you to understand if you just have a look on your screen, that you can see there, when ploughing along the contour lines can decelerate the flow of water down the slope, and this is what we call as a contour ploughing. Okay. Then steps can be cut out on the slopes making terrace. Now you might have heard in class 8 or 5th also the terrace farming, okay, where there is a mountainous region where we can do we can cut down the hill or hilly or mountainous region in the form of a terrace, means like a steps. So that will also stop the soil erosion. For that also I would like to tell you that please have a look on the screen. You can see a picture that it will be easy for you to understand what is terrace farming. It is mostly done on the mountainous region where the mountains are being cut in the form of a, like some mountains, no, they are being cut in the form of a terrace. So it is means in the form of the steps like this, okay, steps. So it will becomes very, means this is what we call terrace farming. So here this is what we call terrace farming. Here you can see in the form of a terrace. So why? Because the water, it will slows down the soil erosion. Okay. So that also plays a significant role in that restricts the erosion. Then western and central Himalaya especially have well developed terrace farming, especially the western Himalaya and this western and central Himalaya. There you can find this terrace farming. Now the large fields can be divided. Now other is the strip farming. Now what is the strip farming? Now the strip farming is nothing. Here what they used to do, the large field can be divided in the form of a strip. Now strips of grass are left to grow between the crops. Okay. Now a large field on which the crops or the cultivation has been done, there is strips of grass are being left between the crops so that they can grow. Now these grass, what they used to do, they break up the force of the wind, and this method is called as a strip cropping or strip farming. Okay. We can also say strip farming or strip cropping. Strip farming or strip cropping. Now here planting lines of tree, like in the previous class I already told you about the fourth one is the shelter belts. Fourth is the shelter belts. Now what is this shelter belts? See my dear students, in the previous class also I told you, it is nothing, planting of the trees in a row, okay, especially in the areas in the desert areas and all. If you see in the desert especially in those areas, you can see that if the trees have been planted in the row ways, okay, in the form of a row. So what happens here, the planting lines of tree to create shelter also works in a similar way, means that also helps in the restriction of the soil erosion. Now rows of such trees are called shelter belts. These shelter belts have really, they have significantly they have contributed significantly to the stabilization of the sand dunes, okay, and in stabilizing the desert in the western India. So there in that places and all they have, जैसे खास तौर से जो तटीय प्रदेश है, जो शुष्क प्रदेशों में आपको ये शेल्टर बेल्ट देखने को मिलेगा। यहाँ कतार में जो है पेड़ को गाड़ा जाता है ताकि ये जो है हवा की गति को रोक सके और इससे जो है जो सॉइल इरोजन जो हवा के साथ ना चले जाए, मिट्टी जो है मृदा जो है हवा के साथ ना बहे, इसलिए उसको रोकने में ये बहुत असरदार होती है और इसी को हम बोलते हैं शेल्टर बेल्ट्स। So my dear students, with this the chapter is over. I hope that I could make you understand each and every line of this chapter, and to check your comprehension there are some questions. Just have a look on your screen. Okay. Find out which one of the following is a stock. Your options are biofuels, solar energy, coal, hydroelectricity. So what would be the answer? If your answer is biofuels, then you are correct. Then the next question comes, the first International Earth Summit was held in Geneva, New York, Japan or Rio de Janeiro? The answer would be Rio de Janeiro. Okay. The next question is, there is enough for everybody's need but not for anybody's greed. Who said these lines? So if you remember, I told you that there is enough for everybody's need but not for anybody's greed. So who said these lines? So your answer would be M.K. Gandhi. So the next question is, the area brought under cultivation in a year is called what? So just see, your options are fallow land, culturable, net sown area, gross sown area. So what would be the answer? Do it on your own. Now next question, the desired percent of the area that should be under forest is? Options are 30%, 40%, 13% or 33%. So I hope you will do it. This also I taught you. The next comes, I am the most widespread soil covering the northern plains and eastern coastal plains. Who am I? So here your options are black soil, forest soil, red soil and alluvial soil. So you have to find out here which soil is we are talking about. Okay. The next question is, resources which are non-renewable but can be recycled are called. Your options are renewable resources, non-renewable resources, recyclable resources or biotic resources. Okay. The next question is, the most widespread relief feature of India is mountains, forests, plains or plateaus. So which one would be the best option? You have to do it on your own. So the next question comes, the current net sown area of India in 2002 and 2003 is, your options are 45%, 43.4%, 50% or 48%. Okay. So the next question is, the state having maximum net sown area in India is, your options are Jammu and Kashmir, Uttar Pradesh, Tamil Nadu and Punjab. Now you have to choose the best options out of it. Now next question, land left without cultivation for one or less than one agriculture year is called, options are culturable wasteland, current fallow land, wasteland other than current fallow. These are your options. You have to find out the correct answer of it. Okay. Now next question, the present percent of area under forest is, as per 2002-2003, your options are 18%, 22.57%, 19% or 11%. Okay. Now you see your next question is, the factor responsible for maximum land degradation is, your options are human activities, wind, salinity or soil erosion. You have to choose the one best out of it. Okay. Now next question, which agent is responsible for maximum land degradation? So here options are wind, glacier, water, overgrazing. Now you can see here options have been given: wind, water, glaciers, overgrazing. Choose any one out of it. Now the next question is, in which of the following states of deforestation due to mining is a major cause of land degradation? Okay. मतलब खनन करने की वजह से वहाँ पे ज़्यादा पेड़ों की कटाई हुई. ओके. तो इससे जो है वो लैंड डिग्रेडेशन का एक मुख्य कारण बना. तो इनमें से ऐसे कौन से राज्य है वो आपको चुनना है. सो उसमें आपके ऑप्शंस हैं मध्य प्रदेश, झारखंड, गुजरात या फिर तमिलनाडु. ठीक है. देन नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज, सॉइल इज फॉर्म्ड बाय द प्रोसेस ऑफ, जो मृदा जो इससे बनती है उसकी जो फॉर्मेशन है, जो सॉइल इज फॉर्म्ड बाय द प्रोसेस ऑफ, आपके ऑप्शंस हैं डेन्यूडेशन, ग्रेडेशन, वेदरिंग या फिर इरोजन. ओके. तो यहाँ पे आप ध्यान से देख के आप इसके सही ऑप्शन पर टिक करिए. सॉइल इज फॉर्म्ड बाय द प्रोसेस ऑफ denudation, gradation, weathering या फिर erosion. The next question is identify which one of the following is not a soil forming factor. तो इसमें आपको क्या soil forming factor नहीं पूछा है, क्या soil forming factor इन options में से आपको वो चुनना है जो soil forming factor नहीं है. Okay, means you have to choose as one of the option which is not a soil forming factor. So your options are relief, climate, parent rock, and the last is human beings. Okay, so I am repeating it. Listen, your options are relief, climate, parent rock or human beings. I hope you got the answer for it. Then next comes supply a technical term for the dead and decomposed material found on the topsoil. Okay. Now some terms have been given you as an option here. See, the options are bed, rock, fossils, humidity, humus. Okay. Means they have given you a technical term for the dead and decomposed material which is found on the topsoil. Okay. So the options are bedrock, fossils, humidity, humus. So which one would be the best option as for the answer for this question? Then that you have to do it on your own, my dear students. Next is the old alluvial soil is known as, your options are Bangar, Babar, Khadar or Riga. So you have to choose the correct option for it. The next question is, which of the following statement is true for black soil? Your options are, it has larger proportion of clay. Second, it can retain moisture for a long time. Third, it develops crack during summer which helps in aeration. And fourth, cotton grows best in this soil. Your options are first and second, third and fourth, or first and fourth, or all of the above. So the next question is, red color of soil is due to. So here, why the color of the soil becomes red? So the reasons have been given here as an option. Just have a look. It is rich in humus. Second, it is rich in iron compounds, or it is derived from volcanic origin, or it is rich in potash. So you have to choose the best option. Now here, last question is, the denudation of the soil cover and washing down of soil by various agents are known as weathering. Then comes the next option is gradation, then soil erosion or soil conservation. So my dear students, you have to take the correct answer. So my dear students, I hope you have understood the chapter very well. With this, DEEPA Sadha signing off. Goodbye and Jai Hind.